С Днем Победы, дамы и господа, вы на телеканале М1 Global. И мы предлагаем вам четвертый бой турнира. Гран-при весовой категории до 66 килограмм. И в красный угол октагона вызывается боец клуба «Феникс» Минск Антон Ханеня!
Road to NFG 4 rolls on as we are at the top of the hour, and we want to remind you that we're announcing a big giveaway. I'm talking BIG, I'm talking Tom Hanks. Big giveaway to everyone viewing today. Everyone who downloads the Clash TV app in the next 30 minutes, Frank.
Get it?
You're going to get 1,000 free coins, not Bitcoins, not Bitcoins,
Nope.
1,000 free coins, 1,000 experience points in your Clash account. Now, these coins can be used for in-game buffers, merchandise, and much more. So please download the Clash app right now. Watch the card and make sure you are part of it. Be a part of it. Download the app now in the Apple Store. An Apple app a day.
Синий угол
keeps all of
октагона.
us at
Боец
play.
паутина Полоцк. Встречайте! Валерий Федор Емельяненко!
All right, we are watching Mr. Valery Emelianenko make his entrance into the cage. This is a Grand Prix featherweight matchup. He'll be facing Anton Hanenya, who was already in the cage. Keeping up with the Hanenyas.
Дамы и господа, в красном углу октагона серебряный и бронзовый призер международного турнира Ушул Сайда.
What?
Бронзовый призер республиканской универсиады по тайландскому боксу. Победитель профессионального турнира BFC.
Oh, keeping up with the Kenesh?
Keeping up with the
Thank you. See, it's so subtle. I told you. I appreciate those that
I'm just
actually get
realizing
it.
how many times I got punched in the head.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a sniper with that stuff.
В синем углу октагона кандидат мастера спорта по тайскому боксу, победитель и неоднократный призер республиканских турниров по тайскому боксу К1 Ушул Саньда, двукратный победитель профессионального турнира по ММА «Славянский кубок». Клуб «Паутина» Полоцк, 18 лет, Валерий Федор Емельяненко!
Valery Emelianenko. Emelianenko. That name
familiar.
it rings a bell.
Was he on our last card?
Emelianenko. No, I'm talking about the last name. I think I've heard it in the sport before somewhere. Not sure.
Рефери в октагоне
I'll have to look it up on Wikipedia, I guess.
Google it.
Google it,
На
kids.
середину. Внимательно слушаем мои команды. Правила не нарушаем. Покажите честный и красивый бой. Пожали руки по углам.
All right, so Grand Prix featherweight action between Anton Hanenya in the red tape and Valery Emelianenko in the blue. 3 5-minute rounds. By the way, Frank Harris is on the floor laughing, enjoying the commentary. So,
My man, Headies.
giving you a big shout out to the legend, Frank Shamrock.
Headies.
All right, Hanenya and his opponent Emelianenko. Quickly, this spike goes to the canvas in the opening seconds.
Looks like we traded to some ground game in this match. Not a lot in the previous matches. Good body work.
Hanenya working from the guard of Emelianenko. Emelianenko trying to control Hanenya's posture, hoping to force a break or a reversal of some kind. Open guard, back to the closed guard now. Pummeling, looking to get the underhook.
Yeah, Emelianenko doing a good job of keeping those knees high and pummeling on the inside to keep those arms up. When the arms are up, they're open for the arm bar. Then it's also hard to punch.
Hanenya, 20 years of age, third fight as a professional. He's 1-1. Has Thai boxing experience as well as wushu sando, while Emelianenko, yes, we have seen before. on Clash TV. 18 years old. He's in his 7th fight as an 18-year-old. Wow. And also a background in Thai boxing in K1. But right now this fight is being waged on the ground.
Control on top, punching high, punching low. I like the body work that he's doing. It's very effective.
I know you're over 6 feet away from me and using a different monitor. Is your feet as choppy as mine is right now, Frank?
Maybe.
I'm trying to add dialogue to a dubbed Japanese kung fu movie, it looks like.
It's the
technology.
Wushu. It's the Wushu coming back.
Wushu. We're working on it.
Wushu's coming back to fight.
But ground and pound, and it's, Emelianenko feeling the chopping effects of Anton Hanenya.
Between a closed and an open guard, mainly staying in the closed guard, keeping that body lock. He's got long enough legs to figure four that entire body of Hanenya and sort of hold him in position if he wants to.
Hanenya working the body with short strikes, now wide base, trying to open the guard and continue to work from it. Referee close by, monitoring the situation as Hanenya continues to drop punches, but it's Emelianenko doing a good job of avoiding any real sort of sustained damage, and he's active from the bottom.
Yeah, he's doing good work from the bottom, and that you see some experience from having some fights. He sort of knows how to control it, how to slow down the action, and also how to keep his opponent there.
2 minutes remaining in round 1. Right in the center of the cage in the guard, but again, Emelianenko active from the bottom, deflecting the strikes by Hanenya. Open guard back to a closed guard. But it's up to Hanenya to try to improve his position. How does he break this guard? How does he pass guard?
You know, he's got to posture up. He's got to straighten that back up, lift that head up, and try to sit back, break this guard. That posture will open up the guard, but it'll also expose him to the long legs of Emelianenko. So it's kind of a catch-22 here. Does he want to take the risk and lift himself up? He doesn't look like he's burrowing his head here nice and deep. It's hard to tell how much damage is being done here, but there's definitely shots getting through on both sides.
Final minute of the first, and Hanenya now just resorting to try to slam Emelianenko's back and head to the canvas. There's some shoulder strikes created by Conor McGregor.
Wait a minute. Come on.
Only seen it in boxing for the last 100 years. Final half minute of the opening frame where Emelianenko continuing to work from his guard, but Hanenya, I guess, doing just enough to allow the fight to continue. We've seen the referees quick to bring him back to the stand-up, and not in this case.
Okay, and he's staying busy from the top. He's, going high and low, releasing punches, doing work. Must be enough to stay in the position.
First 5 minutes are in the books in Minsk, Belarus.
Судьи готовы? Боец? Боец? Бой!
Valery Emelianenko in the blue tape. Anton Hanenya in the red, and immediately they come together and back on the canvas where they spent the majority of the opening round.
Very different matchup than we've seen in the first 3 fights, which were almost entirely stand-up. These guys both want to be on the ground. In a good position here to start utilizing the cage to his benefit. He needs to drive the head of Emelianenko directly into that cage, kind of pin him there, and then start opening that guard by posturing his body up, standing up and punching, standing up and straightening his back.
First minute has elapsed here in the second round, and again, it's Emelianenko working from his back and trying to control the offensive attack of Anton Hanenya, who hasn't at this point really done much damage, but has been busy enough in the eyes of the referee again throughout these situations to allow the fight to continue to materialize. Even though, again, here's Emelianenko, active guard, looking for the, almost a position for a Gogo Plata.
He was totally in position.
Shout out to Aoki and Nick Diaz.
Leg choke. For the first time, he sort of opened them legs up and was bringing them into position.
How awful was it that an elevated cannabis level disqualified Diaz's incredible win over Takanori Gomi in Pride with that Gogo Plata?
That was great. He's such an artist.
It's incredible.
Makes no sense, especially now that it's perfectly legal. It just makes no sense whatsoever.
And I love to see moves that are rarely, executed. Them.
Well, that's what you get when you change position, when you open things up.
Yeah, Eddie Bravo's rubber guard.
Move around. Yeah, you think outside the box, move outside the box a little bit.
Well, someone who thinks outside of the box is definitely Eddie Bravo. Boy, what has he been able to achieve? And of course, coming up, one of his main men, Tony Ferguson, going to get it on with Justin Gaethje. That has violence written all over it.
That's a big fight.
2.5 minutes left in the round, midway point of this fight between Anton Hanenya and Valery Emelianenko. Emelianenko is like, I'm kind of
that break. Is it with an illegal blow?
His back of the head, he's motioning.
Maybe I didn't see it.
Yeah, he
feels
feels
hit in the back of the head. I mean, the referee broke it, which is odd. I didn't see that break coming.
And then earlier we saw him, his opponent, Hanenya, try to slam his head to the mat. One of the greatest examples of that, Quinton Rampage Jackson, Ricardo Arona also in Pride, the power bomb that Arona's head snapped back up, hit Jackson, just an incredible, as Arona was looking for the triangle from bottom. And again, that's how you look to utilize whatever position you're in here. Takedown into the scarfold.
There's a good head and arm position here. He's got, tons of submission holds. That free arm right there, it can be locked, it can be straightened, it can be figure forward. You can side choke from there.
Pat Milicic, Carlos Newton, the bulldog choke. Now it's a crucifix.
Emelianenko's in a unique position here. If he can get higher up on that shoulder, he can actually stretch the body out and sort of crucify him. Not many submission holds from there, but
you can be neutralized.
Elbow neutralized.
Yeah.
Emelianenko really using his length in the downstairs grappling here from the bottom, tying up arms. I feel like he's got to throw a bridge in there and pop his way out of this cage.
And remember, BJ Penn, Matt Hughes utilized the crucifix to finish BJ Penn in the octagon. So we've seen examples of where the crucifix has led to victories. But here, 45 seconds left in the middle frame. And from top position, Anton Hanenya has had Emelianenko on his back the majority of the fight.
Yeah, he's been controlling the top in dominant position. When you talk about what judges are seeing and how judges are judging this match, the guy on top.
Love it or hate it, the underdogs on top. The game featuring 50 Cent. Which of these underdogs in the MMA world, since they are just getting started, are going to prevail here in this fight, as Emelianenko was able to get back up to his feet, but for how long, as Hanenya again looks for the body lock, and that's the end of the round. And there is definitely a pattern unfolding here in Minsk, Belarus.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy fight here. We got a stand-up guy and a ground guy. Starting to open up at the end of that round, starting to see maybe a little fatigue from Emelianenko. Definitely a lack of desire to stand up.
Hope that you are taking advantage of the offer. If you download the Clash TV app for the next, I'd say around 15 minutes, you're going to get 1,000 free coins and 1,000 experience points in the Clash account. Now, those coins can be used for in-game buffers, merchandise, and more. Download the Clash app now to watch this event and many more on the road to a victory. And you can download the app now in the Apple Store. Become a part of the interactive experience, just like our Stan, as the kids like to say, Harris Usanovic, out in the mighty metropolis of Cambridge, Ontario, who's got a young family in quarantine and just trying to, like all of us, look for an escape to try to take our minds off these unprecedented times. And we hope you are enjoying the action here on Clash TV, Fubo Sports Network. And we have the third and final round. Emelianenko, I have a feeling, is going to try to score as much as possible. And he is taking the fight to Hanenya, who right away, Hanenya shows his hand looking for the takedown, as we've seen throughout the fight.
I like to see Emelianenko starting to open up there. You know, I really think he's behind on the judges. I hope his corner is telling him, listen, we need some action. We need you on top. We need you landing strikes. You know, we need to leave an impression here, do some damage here, or go for some holds that, you know, put you in a position of trying to finish and win this fight.
Having been around, having planted the roots in terms of what modern MMA would become, when you look at a fight at this stage of a career, as now Emelianenko again has the closed guard on Hanenya, resorting to those short shoulder strikes. I just wonder, Frank, the evolution of the sport, that where we are today, these kids, and I call them kids because I'm now 50. Oh my God. But as we look again here for positioning, the evolution, you see it from the get-go. What is expected then, fundamentally speaking, in terms of what the tools you bring to your professional fight?
Well, now you got to be good at everything.
Well, and I understand that, but do you have, right there, look at this, right into side control.
Yeah, Emelianenko went for the armbar and sort of sacrificed position because he didn't get his knees around that shoulder. He didn't get high enough.
Right into the mount. So here we go. It's Anton, Hanenya with an opportunity here, but Emelianenko maybe giving up his back. No, stays on his back, but controlling the posture. And I was going to say, when we talk about having to be good at everything, yes, that is the evolution. I still wonder, and I've seen examples in here, of course, when you dominate in a certain discipline, or let's say your wrestling background is your strongest, I still believe there's something to be said to utilizing that whenever possible.
Totally. Yeah, you still utilize your wrestling. You still get those takedowns. You still score those points.
Or striking, or whatever it is.
You still do the things that, you know, that you're strong at, but the reality is you want to be or have knowledge in all the areas.
And you need it.
What happens is you get caught in a position like this and you don't know how to get out. And it takes all the energy, it takes all the psyche.
And it takes a long time, Frank.
It takes a long time.
That's why it's incredible, the journey, I mean, you know, we say it all the time. I've called every sport there is and obviously made a living calling combat sports, but when I say the greatest athletes on the planet, especially MMA, you look at football players, you look at all athletes and how incredible they are. But the regimen, what it takes to be a professional mixed martial artist, are you kidding me?
Yeah, the commitment is beyond. It's, you know, I didn't play a lot of sports, but this is by far the hardest sport I ever played and the hardest activity I've ever done.
And it's not just sport, it's sports. The mixed martial arts, we talked about it. You got to be proficient in boxing, which is a sport, wrestling a sport, jiu-jitsu a sport,
kickboxing.
Incredible the amount of disciplines that go into making a mixed martial artist. And that's why, as we saw Emelianenko, and you know what, I got to give him, and you can see this is Clash TV's beauty. I would be giving Emelianenko a lot of my coins there because of that knee strike that result, maybe not in terms of a benefit, but he tried, and he needed to try.
Yeah, he had it, yeah.
But he finds himself looking up at the lights. again. And for Hanenya, you know, they've been through this majority of the fight. So how does Hanenya exploit this advantage with less than a minute and, 5 seconds here remaining in this fight?
I mean, unless he's going to try to go for a finish, which we haven't seen a lot of finishing holds. He had that head and arm. He's had various positions to go for a hold, and we haven't really seen him go for a hold. So unless he's trying to go for that big finish, I think he's got the win in the bag here. I think this top position, what he's done in the striking and how he's controlled this match, I think he's going to walk away the victor. But what he could do right now is get that, advance that half guard position into a full mount, even a side mount, and, rain down strikes that would be even more damaging. Send him away bloody. Send Emelianenko, pouring to the corner.
Emelianenko, just 18 years of age. His opponent just 20 years of age. And so the journey just beginning. And for Emelianenko, the journey in this fight, he's been spending a lot of time on his back, still very determined to try to reverse Hanenya, but Hanenya doing just enough to maintain top position. And he will ride this fight out. And because of that, probably will secure his second victory as a professional. So the judges are once again required. I guess they didn't see the fine print in our Clash TV contracts. Less than a minute, please. Gone in 60 seconds. Every fight. Thank you. You can't. I'm not supposed to be that sedentary on this sofa. So, the longer we're here, the less shape we get in. So let's get going, Cat, on Clash TV.
Well, next time we'll figure out how to do this while walking.
Oh, wow. That'll be amazing.
Walk it out.
Comment while exercising. That's the next thing. I got my bike right there, the Peloton bike. I'm going to hop on it next time.
Дамы и господа, единогласным решением судей победу одержал боец красного угла Anton Hanenya!
Anton Hanenya riding his top position to a victory over Valery Emelianenko in this Grand Prix featherweight matchup.
Yeah, and clear, technical game from either side. Emelianenko wanted this down. Hanenya wanted it, to be on top, to be in a dominant striking position. They both were able to achieve that, but when you get to the judges' cards, who was controlling who and who was sort of dictating this fight. And, they all agreed. Hanenya was the guy. You saw this takedown into the head and arm. He ate a big knee there from Emelianenko, but he ended up with a takedown. And that takedown put him once again in that dominant position. And this fight was about dominance. It was about dominance and grappling.
And it's too bad Emelianenko didn't really commit to the knee strike.
Nope.